Beard Wizard family. Welcome back to Beard Wizard Reviews. I'm your host, Beard Wizard Man, also known as Trevor on social media, links to all of which you can find in the video description below, including ways to support the channel. Biggest way to support us, though, just click that red subscribe button. I'm hoping to get to 2,000 by April, which would be sort of our second anniversary, or the time of year that I actually started really pushing this channel again and doing some new content. So that's when I hit 1,000 was in April. You know, we started the channel, or started really pushing the channel in April. The April of the following year, which would be this year, we hit 1,000 subscribers, which was a huge milestone. And we are at like 1,540 some now. I would love to see us hit 2,000 by April. So thank you so much to everybody who has joined, all 1,540 of you. I appreciate every single one of you. Bring your friends, tell your family if you enjoy this channel, if you enjoy my shows, my content, please send more people here. And I'll love you forever anyway, but you know, that's how the saying goes. I'll love you forever. Anyway, it's Saturday. I try to introduce new bands on Saturday, depending on time and all that stuff. And this being a holiday weekend for me, I have a little more time than usual. So I'm trying to push out more content, trying to get back onto a regular track. And so today we're going to take a look at Faun. This was it's a German pagan band. I believe they're German. That was introduced to me by somebody I know, an acquaintance, who told me, hey, check these guys out. I like to give you guys a little bit more background when I introduce new bands, and I meant to pull up their page. So yes, they're a German band from '98. They play pagan folk. Dark wave and medieval music is what it's described. They do a variety of languages: German, English. This one's going to be in English, Latin, Greek, and Scandinavian languages. They do a lot of Celtic instruments, hurdy-gurdies, Celtic harp, a Nyckeln harpa, which is a Swedish instrument, I believe, bagpipes, and so on. They were formed by Oliver S. Tyr. Tyr, if you're interested, is a Norse god. Elizabeth Paulelke. I'm going to pronounce these names probably wrong. Fiona Rugenberg and Bridget Muggenthaler. 2 years later, they added a percussionist, Rudiger Mall, and Bridget left the band to continue with another band. So they've been through some changes over the years, but they've been around for quite a while. They've actually been around since 4 years after I graduated high school, if you could believe it. Welcome, whoever just joined. So yeah, that's a little bit of history of Faun. We're going to take a look at their song called Halloween. There's a lot of videos, a lot of lyric videos, and a lot of music on their channel, which is linked, or actually this song is linked in the video description, so you can go there, check out the rest of their stuff. They even do making ofs, which is really neat, on their channel. Some bands do that and others don't, but these guys do a lot of making of videos for some of their music videos, so you can see how they put it all together, what they do. And the making of Halloween was actually a very interesting video that I watched after I did this. So live review show. If you're new here, it's not a reaction channel. Sometimes you guys call it that. That's fine. I don't care. But just so you know, I have listened to this before. Hey, Ed, welcome, sir. I appreciate you being here as always. So here we go. This is a new band for the channel. This is Faun and their song Halloween. We will pause as necessary, talk about the music, and so on. And the dog is out, so hopefully she'll stay that way for a while. She's been a little bit of a rambunctious brat today. So here we go. This is Faun's Halloween. Welcome, whoever just joined. Cheers.
Spirits on these magic hours, dwelling in the sylvan bowers, in the trees is a ghostly breeze. Light a candle for the dead, who sprigs of fur to warm their bed, and in songs bless the ancient ones. Halloween,
In moonlight we gather
Halloween,
to join with the unseen.
Halloween.
very cool, very interesting and dark intro. It's a little late for Halloween, but for some people, Halloween, is not just a time of year, but it is for some people around the world a religious experience. Hello, Ildefonso, welcome, and thank you so much for the super chat. I love the blend of instrumentation. As you guys know, if you've watched the show before, other bands like Corpaclani, the band out of Seattle whose name just left my head. When they blend these traditional old world instruments and culturally diverse instruments and folk music, I like that. I like that a lot. And it's another one of those elements that I want to make sure that we don't lose in this world. A lot of cultural significance in instruments that aren't used every day. If I read a story about a guy whose son wanted to learn to play the hurdy-gurdy, and I guess there's one person in the world who makes them correctly, and very expensive instrument, but in who knows, in 50, 100, 150 years, some of these instruments won't exist anymore, and we will lose a part of our history when these things go away. So I love to see bands continue to use these. I love to see them featured, not just as a cool, side anecdote or as something neat to throw into a song, but as an instrument that a band uses continuously throughout their work. Ildefonso, yes, thank you. I hope you did as well. My Thanksgiving was fantastic. It was low-key this year. I normally post a lot of food pictures and how the day is going because I smoke a turkey all day and we do a lot of work on the food. But this year I went a little low-key. But if you guys do follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or even Facebook, you'll see a lot of those posts. So that comes up a lot. So yeah, it was great. Thank you so much. Hope yours was as well. So here we go, some more.
The sacred smoke of juniper and buckwheat purifies the air. Dressed as Fae, we chase the bad away.
In moonlight together, to join with the unseen, calling the spirits who come forth on Halloween.
I have to say this is one of the most elaborate and interesting music videos that we've seen probably from any band. Like right here, the costuming, the set, and again, they do a making of on their channel of this video, and it's really neat. I recommend watching it. You can see like they filmed this in a current, it's a medieval village that has been preserved for historical reasons, and so they went in and filmed this in this old medieval village, and a lot of the costuming and the effects and everything that they put into this really wanted to draw in sort of that mystical elements of old pagan culture. And they did a fantastic job of keeping things dark and creepy without being like over the top, because Halloween I know that Halloween's ghouls and ghosts and everything comes out, but Halloween is not always supposed to be a time that's scary. It's supposed to be, for a lot of people around the world, has been and still is a very spiritual time for them. So I like that they didn't go with some sort of trying to be super scary, but keeping it kind of spooky and dark, if that makes sense. Welcome.
Darkest night and shiny moon, strengthen our song and tune.
Holy fire, blessed waters, guide the loyal sons and daughters.
Standing in the moonlight there, with stars under the horn and hair.
Holy fire, blessed waters, guide the loyal sons and daughters.
And through the misty night forlorn, shines his crown from horn.
Holy fire, blessed waters, guide your loyal sons and daughters.
The green Lord haunt wonders amain, help us to be born again.
Holy fire, blessed waters, guide your loyal sons and daughters.
In moonlight we gather, to join with the unseen. Calling the spirits
That's
who
cool.
come forth on Halloween.
I think so. The big bald guy with the beard. I can't remember the name of that instrument, and I think that's what he was doing. But that thing he was spinning around his head, and I don't. Somebody I'm sure in the comments will let me know what that's called, and I could probably look it up if I wanted to. I don't want to waste your time, but you know, there are a lot of ancient instruments that were just things that people found in the world had found that they made interesting sounds when manipulated a certain way. You know, if you had a piece of leather designed in a certain shape and then you had it on the end of a cord and spun it around your head, it would make this whirring sound that they would use to make music, you know, and that's where some of our earliest instruments came from, is literally banging sticks together, rocks, spinning things through the air. When they figured out that air moving through certain objects a certain way would produce interesting sounds. You know, that's why some of these instruments are so neat, is because you don't need a super, you know, high-tech facility to make an instrument that makes music. You really just need your imagination, air, and the world around you. And I love to see that. And it's cool, too, with this band, Faun, having 3 vocalists. They blend so well together. They work so well together. He's got a great voice. The 2 women who are singing, also fantastic. Even though they're not singing in their native language, when you watch the making of, you'll very clearly see that they all speak German. So even singing in English, they're very, very good at what they do. And I love the whole production here. It's all fantastic. Just like Ed said, spectacular production.
Calling the spirits who come forth on Halloween.
Fantastic. So it goes through the credits here. Oliver Sater, Laura Fella, Adela Baricelli, Stefan Groth, Rudiger Mall, and Neil Mitra. That's the band. Really, really love that band. Ed, always enjoy you introducing me to music that I would otherwise never find. That's the whole purpose of the show, and I'm so glad to be able to do that. You know, I want to really highlight and feature these lesser known bands, these smaller independent bands, these international bands that don't normally get seen a lot. Obviously not going to be on the radio in the United States. So I'm so glad to introduce people to that. That's why I do this. And I love finding these guys. You know, I find these bands because somebody recommends them. I didn't find Faun on my own. You know, somebody said, hey, go check out Faun. And as soon as I did, I went down that rabbit hole for a good couple hours listening to music and watching some of their videos. Highly recommend go check out the making of for this video as well. Tell them the Beard Wizard Man sent you so they know where the love is coming from. Ildefonso, thank you again for the super chat. Ed, for always being here. I appreciate you. Everybody else who was here, thank you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys all again soon. You have a great one. Much love.